This May is going to be huge for Star Wars. Not only is it the classic Star Wars holiday that totally wasn't invented by Disney, May the 4th, but also we are going to be getting our first Star Wars theatrical film in many years with The Mandalorian and Grogu. That being said, you'd think that in the parks, they'd be wanting to roll out some May the 4th merchandise that ties into this film. Not so much. Let's talk about it today on That Park Place. Guys, this might show us where Disney's mind is at right now when it comes to The Mandalorian and Grogu, because you have to think that this is going to be a great opportunity for them to merchandise the heck out of a movie that they think is going to be a major hit. But it's not. Look at this. This popcorn bucket. It's mostly popcorn buckets. So the Disney parks are going all out for Star Wars Day, which means we're committed to popcorn based madness. Another Star Wars Day is nearly upon us. This is from Gizmodo, by the way, by James Whitbrook, which means, of course, yet further opportunities for unhinged merchandise. The Disney parks are no exception to this rule, which means we're already starting to see what they've got planned for this year's festivities. What's planned is popcorn logistics nightmares. The Disney Parks blog revealed a look at some of the food-based merchandise attendees will be able to pick up around the May 4th celebrations. There's some fun things like the light-up lightsaber swizzle sticks or an oddly spherical bantha masquerading as a drink sipper. But where things really start getting a bit silly are the popcorn buckets, because while the cinema industry is still trying to make increasingly absurd vessels for snacks to chase that Dune Part 2 high, theme parks have long been on board with the idea of basically selling you a giant plastic toy that could ostensibly hold some popcorn. Yeah, this is very true. The more acceptable vessel of the two, as long as you believe that carrying around a severed droid head is acceptable, is a salvage droid popcorn bucket, which I'm going to see if the actual Disney Parks blog has better picture. Yeah, it does. I'm going to switch over to that article right now. So here you see on Disney Parks blog, this is the droid head right here, popcorn bucket. Now that is a protocol droid head. That's pretty neat. This is a bantha sipper, and I guess this is a swizzle stick. What is a swizzle stick?
Does it got candy in it?
Yeah, I think it's like a candy-based stick. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, the eyes light up. I might want this now.
Maybe a straw, banana candy. Oh. Yeah, the bucket looks cool. Admittedly.
Limit two per person. That's good. Get those resellers out of there. The bantha sipper, that looks neat.
Because that worked really well for Yoshi.
I got my Yoshi, so I'm happy. I was not able to get the Luma popcorn bucket yet, though. I still have to get that. So hold on. So in Disneyland, the salvage protocol droid bucket will be at the popcorn cart near Star Trader, Galactic Grill's seasonal novelty release, their mobile order, Alien Pizza Planet, Kat Saka's Kettle, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge beverage carts, and also available during Disneyland After Dark Star Wars Night. Bantha Sipper, of a lot of the same places. The Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader lightsaber swizzle sticks. This is a rechargeable lightsaber swizzle stick that can be served submerged into sodas or slushies, allowing you to showcase your light or dark side as you stir up your drink of choice.
It's a straw.
Stir a soda or slushie. It's not a straw. I think it's almost like, like when they give you those ones that have like little light up cube in it.
Oh, so it's just for decoration. You just put it in your drink and it lights up.
Then we've got a DJ R3X mug. Oh, I like that. I'm sorry, I like that. I love RX-23. The original Captain Rex. I'm only seeing Disneyland locations here, though, guys. But right here, the Jabba's sail barge bucket. That is the other big one here. That and honestly, I kind of want this one too because it looks pretty neat. Look, you got like the inside. You can see Jabba and 3PO, and is Slave Leia in there too? Probably. I guarantee you, she's not.
No. I think they call her Hut Slayer Leia now.
Do they really?
Yes.
Shut the front door. Like
I'm telling you. I was as surprised as you were, but yeah. And I think the reason why you're only seeing Disneyland locations here is because they have Star Wars Night coming, which, by the way, actually sold out. It was really hard to sell it out last year, but this time around it sold out. And I think all of this is predicated on the timeline shit for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, right? I think it got some pretty good fanfare, and they're looking to put all their eggs in this basket before maybe releasing these things out to Walt Disney World.
Well, look at this. We got the Grinning Loft Cat souvenir mug right there. We've got the Yub Nub souvenir mug, which is
cool.
the Ewok Party. I like that. We've got a Yoda cup. We've got a Jedi cup, like prequel era Jedi, and we've got a Tauntaun. Again, this is all Disneyland stuff. I don't know what's going on at Walt Disney World. But guys, have you? First of all, where does the popcorn go in this?
I wouldn't put popcorn in. I wouldn't put popcorn in. I'd put it on the shelf or something. Yeah.
When I get a popcorn bucket, where the popcorn goes is the least of my concern because I don't actually put popcorn in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's never going to happen. But have you guys noticed something very specific about this May the 4th merchandise?
No.
Nothing Mandalorian related.
Not a single one of them is related to the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh, and that's the new movie coming out. So wow.
Yes.
And this is old school Star Wars, right?
Let's take a look. None of this is sequel era stuff either. Have you know? Like, did you guys notice that? Because we've got a C-3PO type protocol droid head, a Bantha, Darth Vader's lightsaber, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber.
Episodes 1, 4, and 5 stuff.
We've got Rex. Rex is a park specific character, DJRX24. And then we've got Jabba's sail barge. We've got the Loft Cat, which is from Rebels. The Yub Nub mug, which is from Return of the Jedi. Yoda, which is obviously prequel era Yoda. Prequel era Jedi, and a Tauntaun from the original trilogy. Not only so, there's nothing Disney Star Wars in here.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Unless you count EJRX24.
Well, that just, I mean, you guys please correct me if I'm wrong, but that just shows that Kennedy doesn't have her hands on this this merch.
I think it's that the Disney parks people who are the ones that decide on what merchandise out are not interested in trying to promote this movie. There's no they're not. Vash, what's your take on this?
No, I think you're exactly right, Marvin. I think if you are coming from consumer products, and we know that consumer products is one and the same when it comes to divisions for Disney experiences, right? Parks and all that those things, you're very in tune with what actually sells and what actually doesn't move, right? And you are only really interested in producing stuff that sells because, well, now you have excess product that you have to, find a way to get rid of somehow. So I think they're really tailoring towards an audience they know is still out there, is still interested in this merch. Look, I mean, if in fact the sequel trilogy sold or Mandalorian still sold, you would see that reflected in here. The fact that you don't, I think it's very, very revealing. And it really goes to show that Kathleen Kennedy was wrong in her assessment that the greater days for Star Wars are ahead of them, not behind them. That was the whole idea, the conceit for the design of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And now we, several years removed from that land actually opening, 7 actually, it's become clear that the OG is what has moved the needle when it comes to Star Wars sales, merch, and otherwise. And this was really true back in George Lucas's era with the prequels and so forth, but really has it really has become more profound as the years have gone on.
Yeah, and guys, this isn't like us, poo-pooing on the merchandise. This merchandise is good merch.
Yeah. Lauren is probably excited right now.
It looks like something that any collector would want. The point here is there is no faith in the Mandalorian and Grogu. Rather than being like, we're going to move these things to coincide with the movie release, it's more like, man, we got to do something that's going to sell.
Yeah.
This is what the Star Wars fans really, really want. I'm wondering how Lauren feels about it. He's probably excited because he's a hardcore Star Wars fan. So.
Not much about Star Wars excites Lauren anymore. He's pretty much given up.
Poor guy.
But it's fascinating though, guys. It's fascinating to see how little there. So now but the Mandalorian and Grogu are taking over Smuggler's Run. But again, Vash, that's a thing that can be very easily swapped out.
I would say so, right? And I think the issues with Smuggler's Run are more related to that attraction and that experience and the quality of that experience, right? I think they're doing it under the auspices of Mandalorian promotion, and there might be some money changing hands between the various divisions, right, in order to facilitate that that upgrade or that refurbishment or whatever you want to call it, in order to cut down on the price of that project. We've seen this with Marvel in years before, where there are characters added to Avengers Campus related to a Marvel advertising budget for whatever particular product that they have coming out, maybe in theaters or in streaming, right? And so that might have a lot to do with it as well. But I think to that end, Josh D'Amaro even said so, right? People like this attraction, they don't love it. I think that's very true for the wider general public. And there are issues that plague that attraction that can be solved with an update. And one of the reasons why you might want to do an update is to promote your latest film. Let's just combine the two elements together and move forward. I think that might be the thinking there, as opposed to merch, which has to sell, or you're just left with product sitting on store shelves.
Not only does the merch have to sell, but I think the merch is a selling point of drawing people into the park that day. So clearly, like, they're trying to move tickets for things, like trying to move tickets on May the 4th, trying to move tickets. Well, you said they sold out for that Star Wars night.
Star Wars nights, man.
Yeah, like, would they actually move? So, I'm shocked there's no Grogu anything, because they love this Grogu. But I mean, look, I have made the point that like with Transformers, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, all of these like super merchandisable properties throughout the years, you would always get like, hey, here's the turtles, and here's the turtles in Hawaiian shirts, and here's the turtles as samurai. And there has never been another version of Grogu. And I legitimately think that anybody who wants Grogu has it already.
Yeah.
Like, if they release like Grogu in like Mandalorian armor, that thing would sell like hotcakes, I think.
Yeah. I think it would, and we haven't seen that version of the character make its way, I think, out to the shows at all, which maybe that's coming. But look, if Mandalorian or Grogu merch still sold, it would be presented in this page. The fact that it isn't, the fact that we don't see anything from the sequel trilogy, and this also goes along with the announcement of the timeline change and how they're kind of sidelining the sequel trilogy, literally sidelining it to the Rise of the Resistance area, really speaks to the enthusiasm for, quote, Disney Star Wars, right? Because all of these things are endemic, I would say, of Star Wars as we knew it before Disney actually owned it, including Rex, right? Rex was a creation for Star Tours back in 1987, long before Disney actually owned the property. So all of these things correlate with original George Lucas directly inspired, franchise pieces.
Right. I personally would love to see them start doing more merchandise of ships, maybe some Millennium Falcon, maybe Luke's X-Wing, maybe Boba Fett's ship, the Hutt Slayer 1.
Not bad.
I thought that version of Leia was actually going to be called the Fire Spray Starship Leia.
The fire spray, yeah. Oh, it's so.
I mean, look, Star Wars is still filled with timeless stories, like when Anakin got, freed from being a Hutt Slayer on Tatooine.
You can keep going here. Aren't we?
Well, guys, at the end of the day, a lot of cool merchandise coming out for May the 4th, but absolutely none of it involving the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.